Hello everybody and welcome to a new series here on the channel. A lot of people ask me when I'm streaming or like leave a comment in my YouTube section. It's like, FG, what are your favorite mods? FG, which RimWorld mods do you recommend? FG, which RimWorld mods do you think I should get? Do you have a list? I don't. Well, I didn't, but now I do. Well, this is the first start. This is basically the start of my series of FG's favorite RimWorld mods. And to start you off, we're starting with one of the most essential mods that I recommend almost to everybody, unless you're like literally starting out. But if you know how the game kind of works, go for it. And that is this lovely card down here, which is called RimHUD. So RimHUD, like all the other mods that I'll be including in this series, can be found on the Steam Workshop. RimHUD in particular was made by Jaxi or Jaxe. This is what it looks like in the Steam Workshop window. You can see it right there. It's been around for a good, like what, 15-16 months now. As you can see, it was posted first in September 2018. It's being still worked on though, and it's getting new functionality pretty much with every update. I will leave a link in the description below, so you can go and download it right from there. And now I'll walk you through what makes this mod so freaking awesome. So why is RimHUD so awesome? Well, because if you are somebody like me who's played loads and loads and loads of hours of RimWorld, it shows you all of the information that you need in one tiny little window. And as somebody who knows what everything means, a condensed view like this is awesome. This is not something I'd get if you're just literally starting out. If you're just starting out with the game, I would suggest just running without RimHUD, so you know what all of these, so you learn what all of these little tabs actually mean and how you can get to them. But if you've played before and you know what that all means and what it means for your pawn, definitely go ahead and get it. So what will it get you? Well, this shows basically all of these tabs in condensed form. As you can see, if you just mark the pawn, you'll just see this. So you see all of their skills. You can see what they're wearing, what schedule they're on, and what they're currently doing, what food permissions they have, which area they're restricted to. You see their name, their profession, how old they are. You can see how healthy they are. You can see also, if you hover over it, what conditions, because it tells you that two conditions need tending, so it tells you what's wrong with the pawn as well. And if you hover over it, it tells you what needs tending. So I picked a pawn with asthma on purpose, so you can see how that also works. You can see the mood and what is affecting the mood right now, which is basically the needs tab. Their overall feeling as like how it's quantified, how much food they've had, what their rest is at, what recreation they're at. And if you hover over it, you can see the beauty stats that they're currently exposed to, comfort and outdoors. You can see what activity they're doing. And obviously you can see all of their skills. You can also see which medicine they're allowed, whether or not self-tend is enabled, and what their flee policy is, like their attack policy. So either ignore attack or flee. So all of that is already available from here. You can also, if you click on these, it will take you to the respective vanilla RimWorld tabs, which is also a really nice thing, which is mostly happens for this side over here, and then for the needs tab over here, and for the health tab over there. So there are shortcuts. You can still click on this, but if you're like hovering over this and you're wondering like, okay, 4.83, what does it actually mean? You can click on this and you can see this. But the really cool thing is, not only is all of this functionality in the mod already you can also customize it. As you can see, compared to how your RimHUD will look, I have an extra stat in here. As you can see, I have my movement stat added, because there's this one little cogwheel down here down here below the bottom right hand corner of the card, and you can customize everything, like literally everything for this mod. Like everything. You can make the text size bigger. I have made it bigger as well because default is I believe 14. Yeah, 14 is default. I'm running with 16 because, you know, it's better for streaming basically, mostly. You can make it be higher. You can make it wider, the actual label thingy, or, you know, smaller, and just all sorts of things like that make this mod awesome because you can just adjust everything. You can get the header text bigger, you can show decimals or not, so you can just get the space numbers like they're in there. You can compress notifications or not, which is the other, which is not, I think, actually this, which is a different mod, part of that mod. But yeah, it has a lot of customization added to it, which is awesome. You can actually customize the colors that I used. Same with the, like, not just minor and major passions. you can change what faction colors are. You can change warning text, critical text, the main text. I mean, you could make the main text if you wanted to. You could just make it like dark or white or red or whatever you want to. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you can customize there. And then obviously, as I said, you can add and change the content. So you can, if you're like, I don't need to know his job, what their jobs they are, you can kick that out of there. You just kick out, you know, the respective tabs that they're in there. It takes a little bit to get used to because it works with horizontal stacks, panels, rows, etc. But if you just play around a little bit, because you can always like just go back to using default if you've, you know, messed something up. So what I've done, for example, as I said, I added movement speed. So what you go, I just added it here. So there's a panel here where I added the movement speed. So you click panel, you click panel, you can add row. So it adds another row there. You can select the row and then you can add an element or a stat, which is just all of those stats for speeds and whatnot. You can add records. So animal killed animals, 0. If you wanted to add that. Time drafted, they've been drafted for 0 seconds. Or you can add a custom need for, you know, let's say a Luciferium addict. Obviously that doesn't work right now because we've just added like a whole bunch of things. So if we remove all of this, you can see the Luciferium needs. You can also move this around, which there obviously currently isn't because they're not on Luciferium. But as I said, like, that's the cool thing about this game, like, about this mod. You can just shuffle everything around as well. Like, you can move things up and down. If you want the stats on the left and the health on the right, you can do that. You can do that. And with doing that, it just gives you so much information that, like, for example, the movement speed in vanilla, what you have to do is to get to the movement speed stat, you select the pawn, you click on information, and then you have the entire stats page here, which is nice, but there's a lot of stats here. If I just want movement speed, I have to, you know, check here. But with this, I just see it there, right? And you can customize it as well for if you want to say, for example, oh, I want to use all of my doctors. I want to see like operation success chance or something like that. There's a whole bunch of things that you can add for this, which is really, really, really cool, which makes this really, like, as I said, this is not for people who are starting out, who still need to learn what everything means for their particular pawn. But for somebody who's played hours and hours of this game, this mod just gives you all of the critical information in just one little video, and that is why this mod is amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you next time. Have a good one and take care. Bye bye.